You ain't got nothing with me. And I ain't got no dealings with you. This is between you and Griffin.
Griffin, Georgia. 1 off-duty officer, 1 marked cruiser, 1 bottle of rum, and his own department just called to have him stop.
GV 2997R. Griffin Police, marked unit 1218.
Hello.
How we doing?
Good.
What's up, man? Got your driver's license with you? Where's your sidearm at?
Oh, it's over here in the seat.
Okay. What's your name? Mr. Weldon. Alright, well hop on back here and talk to me. I'll explain to you what's going on, okay?
Alright.
I'm Corporal Rhodes. I work for Zebulon. Run to my car for me.
604.
Go ahead. Right there.
The lieutenant I was on the phone with said to use 10-0. Please do detain them. They have a unit on the way.
Put your hands behind your back.
Alright.
Don't do nothing stupid, because we ain't Griffin down here, brother. Devoid 95. Dude, what the hell you got going on? Who's your lieutenant?
Well, Kelton just called me, but I hadn't called him back yet.
Okay. Well, I worked for Griffin PD for 4.5 years, man. Alright, so that's why I'm asking you, what the hell do you got going on for them to call me? Call my dispatch for me to pull you over. Yeah, I don't know, how long you been in the game of law enforcement?
No, a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to let you know you are in a marked car, government vehicle, lieutenant has stopped. I don't need probable cause, okay?
I understand.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some bigger cuffs for you so I can take them hinge ones off of you. Give me no problems. Like I'm explaining to you, this ain't Griffin down here. Okay?
I'm not giving you a problem.
You got a mess, man.
I know. Evidently, I got blackout drunk last night.
Well, here's the deal. You ain't got nothing with me. And I ain't got no dealings with you. This is between you and Griffin. Where you live at? Thomaston?
I was headed home.
Did they send you the mandate? Griffin send you the mandate?
Yeah.
Damn it, man.
That's my wallet. Those are earbuds.
I can feel them.
Oh, shit, dude. I had gone up to work. I was gonna, I don't know, I was trying to figure out what to do. Evidently, I don't remember it, but evidently I guess I was trying to get my wife's daughter to go back to bed, and she was getting up, and I was trying to keep her quiet so she wouldn't wake Mom up. And
Come here. I don't want nobody to see your face. There you go. Just leave right there. I'm listening to you.
604, Shannon.
You hold him. I'm listening.
And I guess I don't really remember much of anything, but
What you just watched is not a routine traffic stop. Corporal Rhodes did not pull over a random driver, he pulled over a fellow law enforcement officer at the direct request of that officer's own department. That is an extraordinary chain of events, and it has not reached its most critical moment yet. Officer Weller is already in handcuffs. He has a firearm in his passenger seat. His own agency, Griffin PD, contacted Zebulon Dispatch and used a 10 code to have him detained. That means Griffin knew where he was, what he was doing, and decided the situation required immediate interdiction by an outside agency. And here is what makes this legally explosive. Weller just told Corporal Rhodes he blacked out the night before and does not remember what happened. He did not say he had one drink. He said he does not remember. That admission unsolicited, roadside, before any Miranda advisement will follow this case into every proceeding that comes next.
I guess I was a little too excessive. I've been sick. I've been taking like, you know, all this medicine, and I guess drinking wasn't the best thing. Because I guess it mixed with the medicine. I don't know. I don't remember much.
And you live in Thomaston?
Yeah.
So where did all this happen at?
At the house last
How much
night.
have you had to drink today?
I haven't had anything. Well, I mean, I was sipping, I guess, what was left of the rum and coke this morning, but that was like...
What time's your shift?
Huh?
What time's your shift?
Oh, I'm off.
So...
I just threw this shirt on because I was going to go up to work, and I was thinking about talking to somebody, and I went up to work and just sat there, and then I decided I was going to go home, and 'cause I hadn't talked to my wife, so I don't know what's going on. She went over to my mom's house. And I was going to go home and call Lieutenant Kelton, because he had called me, and I was going to go and get to the house and sit down and talk to him. So that's what I was headed home to talk to him, because he wasn't at work, but he was calling me.
Do you know who this is in the white car?
I have no idea.
You good? Can I help you? Yeah. Yeah, there you are. That's why I said put your back right there. They don't need to see your face. Zebulon PD got a Griffin marked car pulled over and you're in handcuffs, so of course that's going to make hoping they can get good Facebook coverage, I'm assuming. That's why I moved you. Well, whatever happens, just know it's not the end of your career. You made a mistake. Whatever Griffin's got going on, you know, that's between you and Griffin.
I don't know why Griffin's... I guess maybe... I have no idea. I really don't.
I don't know, brother. If they got one on the way to you, it's probably going to be about 25, 30 minutes. So I'm assuming you left the PD before you even talked to anybody then.
Yeah.
And then they knew you were there, and then...
They probably... I mean, they tracked the vehicles.
Oh yeah, I know. They put them on there when I was there. Due to some people. Well, get whatever this is behind you and keep on pushing forward, brother. If this is a career you want.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what... I don't know.
I don't know what's ahead of you either, but at the same time, you know, there's a process to everything. So, you got to remember that. Of course, right now, from what it seems like, what's going to get you is probably policy.
Yeah.
Georgia law, under Official Code of Georgia Annotated Section 4633, prohibits any person from driving or being in actual physical control of a moving vehicle while under the influence of alcohol to the extent it is less safe to drive. The key phrase is less safe. Georgia does not require a specific back-reading impairment of driving ability as the legal threshold. Weller is operating a marked government vehicle, a law enforcement cruiser bearing the seal of Griffin PD. Georgia Code Section 3584 governs the use of government vehicles by law enforcement officers. Being off-duty does not suspend department policy. If Griffin PD policy prohibits operating a department vehicle while impaired, every mile he drove this morning is a separate policy violation. Now look at the evidence picture. Corporal Rhodes is building in real time. Weller admitted he drank alcohol the previous night and consumed what remained this morning. He admitted blackout, a clinically significant indicator of heavy alcohol consumption. His explanation for the domestic incident is fragmented and vague. He cannot recall details of what happened with his wife's daughter. The domestic dimension matters here. Weller mentioned trying to keep his wife's daughter quiet and being a little too excessive. That language, combined with the blackout, is exactly the kind of statement that generates a mandatory duty to investigate response under Georgia's domestic violence statutes, specifically OCGA Section 1913-1, which governs family violence offenses. Griffin PD responding this morning may have had more than just officer wellness on their mind. Corporal Rhodes is handling a genuinely difficult situation here. He has no independent PC for DUI. Weller was driving in the right lane at 55 miles per hour. No erratic movement, no slurred speech observed. Eyes, not bloodshot. But he has a fellow officer, in uniform, in a marked car, who by his own admission drank this morning after blacking out the night before. That gap between what Rhodes can legally prove and what he factually knows is the core legal tension of this stop. Watch what Rhodes does and does not do. He does not administer field sobriety tests. He does not request a preliminary breath test. He does not read Miranda. He detains. He secures the firearm, and he waits for Griffin to send a detective. Each of those non-actions is a deliberate choice, and every one of them will be scrutinized if this case goes before an administrative board or a court. The question of whether a DUI charge can survive here is complicated. No FSTs were administered. No PBT was taken. Rhodes explicitly told his supervisor he could not detect the smell of alcohol from a conversational distance. Weller was not slurring and was coherent on timeline. The admission of morning drinking helps the prosecution, but without field sobriety data, a DUI beyond a reasonable doubt becomes a harder argument. What is far more solid from a prosecutorial standpoint is the policy violation and the potential domestic case. Griffin PD will have Weller's vehicle GPS records showing his movements. They will have the call logs that triggered this stop. They will have his own recorded statements on this bodycam. He handed them an entire case without being asked a single pointed question. Grading time. Corporal Rhodes B+. He managed an extremely delicate interagency detention with professionalism and restraint. He avoided escalation, protected Weller's dignity by moving him away from bystanders, and communicated clearly with his chain of command. The absence of FSTs and PBT is the one procedural gap that prevents a full A, Officer Weller D. The combination of operating a marked government vehicle after morning drinking following a blackout, coupled with the domestic admission and the roadside statements, represents a cascade of self-inflicted legal damage. Cooperation post-detention may help his administrative case, but cannot undo the on-camera record. If you are in law enforcement and you are struggling with alcohol, the SAMHSA National Helpline is available 24 hours a day at 1-800-66-243-57. It is free, confidential, and does not require your name. First responder peer support programs exist specifically because this profession creates conditions that push people toward exactly what you just watched unfold on this footage. Here is the legal reality that every officer in that profession should understand. A marked government vehicle is not a personal vehicle. The moment you sit in the driver's seat of a department cruiser, you are on the record GPS tracking, radio logs, CAD entries. Off-duty status does not create a legal bubble around that vehicle. You carry the accountability of the badge the moment you take the wheel. The blackout admission is what changes everything in this case. Not the rum, not the morning sip, the blackout. A defendant who says, "I don't remember what I did to a law enforcement officer on camera," has just told every reviewing authority that he was not in control of his own actions during the incident. They are investigating. That is not exculpatory. That is the most damaging thing a suspect can say.
But I've never put anybody in handcuffs on a policy before, so I ain't trying to make your gut turn, but I've been doing this a long time.
I had pretty much cut out alcohol, but I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and had a head cold. And it just made me feel like shit, and I just was like, I need a drink. And I went and bought a bottle of rum last night, drank the whole bottle.
Well, I can give you, best piece of advice I can give you when you get done is hang that shit up.
Yeah. And like, I
ain't nothing wrong with drinking. You're an adult, you can do whatever you want. But if it starts affecting how you pay your mortgage, that's, then there's kind of a problem. Ain't nothing against the law saying you can't have you a drink, but you gotta do it responsibly. I ain't knocking you for it. Hell, I ain't even mad at you. Let's go hit this head on. Best piece of advice I can give you in this line of work is if you get brought in for some shit, just tell the truth. I promise you, if you done something wrong and you lied, and I was the IA investigator and you lied to me, I'm gonna do whatever I can to get you out of there. If you tell the truth and you're open and honest about it, then great. to show that's part of your integrity. Just hit it head on. That's the only advice I can give you, man. They'll appreciate the, hey, I fucked up, more than they would, you know, you trying to make it seem like it ain't shit.
I don't understand why Griffin's coming to get me.
Georgia's implied consent law under OCGA Section 4533 requires that any driver arrested for DUI be read the implied consent notice and given the option to submit to a state-administered chemical test. If Weller is ultimately charged with DUI, the question of whether implied consent was properly administered and at what point will matter significantly to the admissibility of any chemical evidence obtained later. There is a human element in this footage that is impossible to ignore. Weller is not combative. He is not trying to flee. He is a man who by his own account is clearly struggling. He drove to his department, sat in the parking lot, could not bring himself to go in, and then drove away. That is not the behavior of someone who does not know something is wrong. It is the behavior of someone who does not know what to do about it. And that human context does not change the legal analysis, but it does inform the policy conversation. Law enforcement agencies have a duty to provide pathways for officers in crisis that do not require those officers to drive a marked vehicle to a parking lot and sit there alone. The absence of that intervention is what created this traffic stop. The First Amendment auditor filming this stop adds another dimension. Rhodes handled that correctly. He acknowledged the filmmaker, moved Weller to protect his identity, and did not interfere. That is textbook. The footage from that auditor, if posted, will hit the internet with one very specific framing: cop arrested by cop. Rhodes understood that optic and managed it professionally. What Corporal Rhodes said to Weller off-camera matters too. This is not the end of your career. That is not legal advice and carries no weight in any proceeding, but it reflects the tension officers face when the person in handcuffs is one of their own, the pull between professional obligation and professional solidarity. Rhodes did not let that pull compromise the detention. That distinction matters. The advice Rhodes gave Weller, tell the truth, hit it head on. Do not lie to investigators, is also the correct legal strategy in an internal affairs context. Officers who are deceptive in IA investigations frequently face termination for the dishonesty alone, independent of the underlying conduct. Georgia post-certification can be revoked for conduct unbecoming even without a criminal conviction. Cooperation and transparency are not just moral choices here, they are the only smart legal move. This case is a window into one of the most legally complex situations in American policing. An officer, in uniform, in a department vehicle, with a firearm, after a domestic incident, making statements that amount to an admission of impairment, all caught on a colleague's body cam. The accountability structure built to protect citizens from misconduct is now the same structure closing around one of its own. If this breakdown helped you understand what actually happened here, subscribe.
I don't know. They want me to stop you. I mean, they said you may be drunk. At first I thought they wanted me just to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, with you being in that marked car, I'm not going to work it. I would call a trooper.
Yeah. No. Definitely not.
So whatever it is clearly internal, but I mean, you want my knowledge, training, and experience answer, you're in handcuffs for a reason. I don't know if they thought maybe you'd fight, flee, or whatever. They said use caution, but I mean, I get told that a lot. It's a whole different world down here.
It's gotten to where I used to drink heavy, and I had stopped. And but it's gotten to where, like, it don't take that much before, I don't know if my liver's shot, but like I black out and I don't remember shit.
I might need to go to the doctor and get that checked, brother.
Yeah.
Cause you're how old?
49.
And you have any health problems? Have you had any?
Not
major?
Nothing major.
Well, I can tell you at age 27, I had a heart attack. 3 of them.
Damn.
Yeah. They just rolled up, so let me talk to them.
Alright, this is what we're going to do. We're going to transport him in his own car to Hudson County and hand him over to a detective. Are those your cuffs on him?
Those are mine, yeah.
Do you smell any alcohol on him?
Not really. Of course, I ain't really got that close. I just kind of walked up to the window and said, "Hey, man, how you doing? You got your license?" And then they dispatch advised, put him in handcuffs. So I said, "Hop on out, walk in front of my car." Went in and cuffed him, and then this dude over here showed up to film. So I moved him to this side of my car with his back.
Who is this?
I have no idea. Someone just filming. First Amendment people, I'm assuming. Well, I mean, you know, you got a marked car, stopping a marked car, putting a cop in handcuffs. So, but no, I haven't smelled anything, and that's kind of where I was at with it. Like, I didn't know if y'all wanted me to try to work a DUI out of it, or
Did you got any probable cause for it? How was he
not.
driving?
He was driving fine in the right lane, but he was in the middle of two cars, going like 55.
Gotcha.
Of course, I didn't have time to really watch him as far as like his beeping and bobbing. He hasn't been slurring his words at all. No slurred speech. Eyes don't really look bloodshot. He's not really confused. He knows, you know, his whole timeline from yesterday to today. Said he was drinking liquor because he had a cold, and that would be the only thing to kick it. But he thinks his liver shot because of a few drinks and he's blacked out. And then I said, "Well, how much have you had to drink today?" And then he's, you know, said, "Oh, I just kind of sipped on what I had left from yesterday." Said he drove up to the office to kind of meet with Kelton. And then ended up not meeting with anybody and just got in the car and was headed home. He said he was going to sit down and try to think about it. He's got blue jeans on and a combat shirt. His firearm's in the passenger seat. He didn't have it on him when I stopped him. I asked him where it was. He said it's over there. I took a knife, his phone off of him. He's got his wallet still in his left back pocket and his AirPods and his Bluetooth headsets in his front left pocket. Here's his license. You ready? Phone and knife on the hood of my car. Come on, brother.
All right.
Stand right there. Just face your car.
I haven't received the 21 that yet.
All right. Double lock those.
Yeah.
Receipt.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, Hemphill bought them for me before all that happened.
What I'm wondering, somebody
Here you go.
at, who's this over here?
Yeah, he's just filming.
Who's this over here?
He's just filming. He's been filming the whole time.
Okay.
Here you go.
Um,
You got the key fob stump?
I don't.
Yeah, you got to press the little trunk
Oh.
button on it. Yep. What you need me to carry?
Nothing. Make sure you don't have a rifle back there. Wait for the weapons.
Just this axe. That's about it.
Yep.
what I'm wondering is,
The coordinate that did this there.
I'm looking in this rigid box just to be sure.